We are live, we are direct with Ed, who moved from the military to now
Yes.
helping businesses build them from ground up, and he helps them figure out how they can actually turn their good ideas into execution. Whether it's incorporating a new leadership style or you're a CEO hoping to grapple with a new company culture, Ed's approach remains the same:
Yes.
practical, implementable, not theory. Welcome to the show, Leaders at Scale. Ed, give him a round of applause. Now,
Hey, Jim.
sorry, Ed, I must say, I didn't want to butcher your surname. So, if you wouldn't
No,
mind, yeah, if you
no,
wouldn't
no,
mind,
no problem at all. No problem at all.
yeah,
Brzychcy.
Brzychcy.
Yes.
Brzychcy. Okay, Brzychcy. Um, welcome to Ed Brzychcy. Thanks
Yes.
for hopping on. Tell me, for me, leadership means EQ, leadership means courage. What two words are synonymous with leadership in your eyes?
I'd say action and decision.
Decision.
Yes.
Speak to me, speak to me.
No, certainly. I love that you recognize EQ. It's something that you can teach somebody what it is, but until you display how to use it, it's almost impossible to transfer that level of knowledge. And so the really emotionally intelligent leaders are not only the ones who know what it is, they're the ones who know to act on it and
Oh,
know how
wow.
to share it.
Wow. I think Tony Robbins alerted me of decision comes from the Latin root to cut off
Mhm.
any other alternatives in that regard. So it's just like decide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's decide, take action, and being the guy who, amidst all the storm and everything else out there, can make that decision, can say, okay, despite all this chaos, here's where we're going to
Powerful.
go.
No, thanks
Yeah.
for sharing that. That's a fresh, interesting take. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Who is your sweet spot? Because who's your sweet spot in terms of serving? Because I'm guessing you could serve anybody, like
Exactly.
2-person company, 500-person company.
No,
What's the
certainly,
sweet spot?
certainly. My sweet spot. I love talking to everybody from my client base. I love those high growth organizations that have outgrown themselves. So post M&A, post entrepreneurship stage, where we're solid in our markets, we know where we want to go. Our flat organization is not working for us anymore. How do we continue to develop so that we can continue to scale? Those are the clients I love working with.
Okay. Clearly, you are a great teacher. Look, just in terms of your background there, the whiteboard.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
actually came up with the whiteboard method of like teaching, selling using a whiteboard.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. No, get the ideas out of your head and on the wall. There's nothing better.
Yeah. What are the new trends that you see in the leadership space helping companies to get expeditious growth?
No, certainly that we are seeing more new tools coming out than ever before. And I mean, I
Okay.
could be talk about the AI side of it, but it is the theories are fast and flying. The tools that we use as leaders and how we stay organized and how we conduct these conversations, the technology behind it all is, astronomically improved since the last even 4 years. And being able to rein in all of that in order to understand, okay, what does my team need? How do I get my people in line, get the policies, get the tools in their hands that they to complete their tasks, and then go forward and execute. I think the biggest challenge is with so much information, with so many options, how do we narrow it down?
And how do you narrow things? How do you like Pareto's principle?
Yeah,
How do you find that
certainly.
20%?
No, how do you find that? I mean, it's careful searching, it's careful selection, it's being very intentional in the decisions towards that. I've had a couple clients recently that, hey, AI is great, bolt on the co-pilot into everybody's email, and then wonder why it's not working. It's you have to go deeper than that. Like any other tech transformation, it's we're going to have this new tool. How are we using it? How are we building it? How are we implementing it? How are we training our people around it? How are we providing the safety and security around it? What and being able to answer all those tough, nitty-gritty questions in order to bring this into our organization, not just think that it's some panacea that we can throw at the wall and people will just start using.
It is great to have an expert who focuses on middle management, a real niche.
No, certainly. That's been sort of my focus since the get-go. I mean, when I first started out 10 years ago and just saying, hey, here's what I learned from my leadership in the time in the service. How can I help the leaders in your organization? I did a lot of new supervisors, a lot of middle managers, and a lot of direct contact with that level of the organization. It's great now that I've been able to grow that into a strategic piece where now can help not only help the managers of that organization, but help the executives build the structure, build the processes, build the culture that enables that bit to thrive.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Who's going to carry the boats and the logs? You don't know me, son.
exactly. It's,
Tell me how the military background, obviously I'm quoting a David Goggins.
No, I mean, it's
Yeah.
coming from my background. I've chosen such a different path into this industry. I'm not one of those generals or one of those colonels or anybody else. I was a staff sergeant. I trained, led, developed troops. I was on the ground. And that's the mentality I still bring in. It's the people in your organization are who are getting all the work done. They're the ones who are day in and day out. They're your eyes and your ears. They're working with your customers. They're building new products. Whatever it is that you're delivering, the value that you're creating is created by somebody. And so being able to understand that, how do we incorporate the mission around that? How do we make sure that the new ideas we want to implement, they're not rolling their eyes and saying, oh, what's the good idea Ferry come up with now? How do we develop feedback loops around that where there are eyes in our ears? There are this people who see it, what our customers are experiencing day to day. And if we want to make sure we stay ahead of the strategic curve, if we want to maintain competitive advantage, we need that actionable live intelligence, especially today where there's so much. And being able to get that firsthand information and incorporate that, being able to work with our management teams and supporting that and giving them the skills to be that translating factor, not just a buffer or not just a middle manager, is a critical skill and something that the successful organizations I've seen have really built in. They've built in that alignment between the people and the process.
No, thanks for sharing that. I like the way you unpack the information. What did Einstein say? If a 6-year-old doesn't understand it, you don't know it. And so I like the way you
Thank you.
like the way you unpack it. Just like you unraveled this one. Number one, get your strategy moving. Number two, build leadership at every level. Number three, plan for what's ahead. Let's unpack them one by one.
No, certainly.
Get your strategy moving. Like, what does that mean?
No, certainly. Getting that strategy moving strategy is not a 5-year plan. Strategy is the framework. Strategy is here's our goals, here's our plans to meet them. But primary, alternate, contingency, emergency. We have a multi-layered effect on there towards what we can do. It's being able to say, here's the policies, here's the processes, here's the job, here's the lines of work that we need to accomplish, but also here's the skills we need in our people. Here's the attitude we want to bring to the table. Here's the culture that's going to enable and enrich that we need to create in order to achieve those strategic goals. So it's not just understanding where we want to go. It's understanding where we want to go in a dynamic environment. So go back to Wayne Gretzky, skate to where the puck is going, not where the puck is. So being able to take that broader picture on the market, the industry dynamics that you see, the change, the disruption, and get ahead of it.
Pause there.
Yeah.
That is a juicy quote, especially in this day and age. That's a powerful one.
Yeah.
Skate to where the puck is going rather than where it is right now. Because if you try and skate to where it is,
by the time you get there, it's gone. It's I love ice hockey. I love the fast paced and business. It's the same thing. When you look at the way technologies are being introduced today, when you look at the changes that are happening in their markets, globally, we can't rush. And if we're rushing to keep up, we're already being left behind. And so understanding the dynamics of the situation and getting ahead of it means having some precognizance, being able to say, okay, based off of what we see here, this is going to be a 6-month ramp up. Where do we need to be in 6 months? It's not where do we need to be now?
No, that is spectacular. What are the spectacular results? Before we come back to the three tips, what are some of the spectacular results that your strategies have got some of your clients? Like, is it scaling by?
It's for most of my clients, it's the ability to scale
Okay.
and being able to say, we need to build the teams, we need to build the processes, we need to understand that, post entrepreneurship, post M&A is now, we're coming late stage growth. If we want to maintain growth, it is being able to replicate that. It's being able to put in
Ooh,
the
love
systems
that.
that are self-replicating, that are self-improving, so
Wow.
that we don't have to have such direct intervention across the organization. We can have pieces that are sustainable over time.
Amazing. And I'm guessing you don't have to be the expert in that particular space, do you? Or do you have to be the expert? Like, I'm guessing not. You just need to.
No, I have been industry agnostic. I've worked tech, biotech,
Oh,
nonprofits,
wow.
manufacturing. It's people, and
Oh,
it's people
wow.
and processes. And so for me, I obviously do an industry deep dive with every new client to understand the full aspects, to be able to speak the language. But it comes down to people in the organization. What do you have them doing, and how do you arrange and organize and influence them? So for me, it's the organizational behavior side of it is, every organization's people. None of us, we are not entirely replaced by machines, nor do I think we ever will be, because the unique human element that brings value, that just brings change, that brings ideas, is so instrumental towards organizational growth. So the more you can encourage that, the more you can build it, the better.
How do you help to instill leadership at every level
Yeah.
of the organization? Because I like the fact that you have mentioned this, and it's refreshing
Mhm.
to get these takes, which is
Yeah.
not just a textbook. I mean, it's like, I like to maybe state that I used to be a high school teacher.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so for me, it was important that every single child in that classroom had access to grow, access for education, not just
Mhm.
the gifted and talented and the people that were very auditory learners, but it's the people that had, special educational needs, so called. So it's
Mhm.
like at every level, we're all going to be able to act. Some people might need drama to maybe, or we might have to do like
Mhm.
a play, or we might have to get up, or we might have to play last person standing so the information gets in there.
Yeah, no,
Every child matters.
exactly.
Every worker matters. How do you instill that in middle manager? Like,
Yeah,
kind of, I
that
love it.
is that is the art of it all. And that's something I love, because every individual is so unique. Every individual has their own ideas, motivations. Instilling that in the organization starts top down. And I shudder when I hear bosses say, "Oh, I've got my open door policy." Okay, great. Are you using your open door policy?
Mm,
It's, nobody's going to walk through that door and talk to you unless you go through it first and talk to them.
makes
Until
sense.
you step down, build those relationships, build the clarity, build the trust,
Yes.
nobody's going to trust you. Um,
Amazing.
you don't disguise yourself to go into your organization as an executive. You roll up your sleeves and you go down in the line and you ask people, "Hey, how are things going?" And yeah, are those first couple of weeks of doing that some of the most uncomfortable experiences? Certainly. People are like,
Yes.
"Whoa, what's the boss doing here? Why?" But if you develop the trust, you develop the rapport. "Hey, I noticed you're coming down this week. This machine's been out for the last week. We can't get a hold of the maintenance. We're having some backups with the supply chain. Raw materials aren't coming in like they used to. Customer tastes are changing. Our last 3 conversations, they're talking about this." And those are the things you can now execute on as a manager, as a leader, as an executive. But until you get down there and have those conversations, it's never going to come up to you. Same thing, is being the building the openness, building the trust is showing that there is action, there is reception. It's not just I hear you, but I hear you, here's what we're doing. And even if it's one of those, somebody suggests something and okay, yeah, we've tried that before. Okay, we've tried that before. It hasn't worked. What can we do differently this time around? And bringing them into the brainstorming, pulling their ideas and helping to broaden their perspectives, because now all of a sudden you got managers approaching your executive team and they have an idea for something you want to implement. Take it beyond their division. Don't allow them just to say, hey, it's going to affect my KPIs. How does it affect the organization? How's it going to affect us in our total mission? How does it help us deliver product better? How does it balance out to the bottom line? Because we are going to be, if we invest in this, what are we seeing as the key outcomes towards the organization as a whole, and helping people understand that. And guess what? That's now job training for that manager so they can work on that promotion, because now they can start working on that strategic thinking skill. And the more you can mentor, the more you can create connections, the more you can create relationships. Just like you as a teacher, you recognize every one of your students is individual and unique. Leaders, we don't have a style. We have comfort zones, absolutely. We have pieces that we love to use, that we'll lean on, that are going to be, the most natural for us. But we need a toolbox. We got to
Wow.
have all of those, when's the time for servant leadership? When's the time to be more direct? When is the time to take a coaching mentality there? And knowing when and how to employ those in those unique situations with those unique people is what makes great leaders.
That makes complete sense. You're very good, like very good educator.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Very good
Yeah,
educator.
thank you.
Your TED talk about
Mhm.
how leaders, they come from great adversity. Often why so?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I love that. So a couple of years ago, I started talking to a lot of leaders who don't need me, like the heads of their verticals, they're leading their industries, they're high growth organizations that are on that continued trajectory. And at first, it was a cultural exercise. Hey, what about your culture? What about the things that have helped get you there? And every one of those cultures was so unique. Every one of them had their own unique artifacts. Every one of them had their own unique methodologies. But the way the leaders grew, especially in the entrepreneurial organizations, was such a phenomenal story. And
Mm.
that was the connection. That
Yes.
was how they grew the leaders. And it always started with that adversity. It always started with that emotional moment, and being able to build that and recognize that, hey, that's, as a founder, that's my energy. The hardest part for them, every one of them, was developing other leaders, because now I have to have others go through adversity, because they're not going to learn without challenge. They're not going to learn to handle the hard issues if I always solve their problems for them. So developing the emotional intelligence to step back, allow that adversity, allow that challenge, give the opportunity for that problem solving was so instrumental. And the ones who've done that effectively are, they're going to be leaders in their field because they're building adaptability in their organization. And B, now it's a sustainable thing, because now our leaders are learning how to do that. They can exemplify it, they can train people in it, and it becomes something that is a part of the organizational culture. It's not just a way we do things.
No, that makes complete sense. And probably let's finish off with plan for what's ahead.
Yes.
Because, like, I think we've all had to adapt our
Oh, yeah.
game. It's like, oh my word, like in 2025, if you're just relying on cold pitching or you're just relying on posting a piece of content, post and hope,
Yeah.
you're dead on arrival
Yeah.
in that regard.
No, yeah. Content strategy is spitballs down a black hole these days.
Yeah.
It's,
And so it's like,
but
I call it optimizing number one for truth
mhm.
and then trust.
Yeah.
Because you can try and optimize for trust and hey, look, if we do this and we add value, yeah, trust, yeah, guarantee them this and this, trust. But when
Yeah.
you step into truth,
Yeah.
true truth, when you really
Yeah.
hit somebody with it, then that
It's a game
becomes the
changer.
person that you must
Yeah.
connect with, right?
Mhm. And that's when you, like you said, when you're looking ahead, is what's the truth? Being able to sift through all the noise, being able to understand, and then being honest about it and say, okay, these are the changes we see. This is the trajectory that things are going. Past performance doesn't guarantee future growth, but at the same time, it can be really indicative. And understanding where the patterns, where the trends, being able to sift through and then act accordingly. It's a maelstrom out there. I mean, we are seeing so much change, so much disruption, so much technology, so many new opportunities through all of that, okay, how do we actually go about capturing some of this? How do we go about implementing this and being very diligent and very iterative about it? It's, organizations that grow for the long term have these self-sustaining measures. Going right back to my military history, it was all about scenarios. We train, and then execute. Eventually we might go play the game. It's like pro sports. You watch the tape, you practice, and then there's game day. In our organizations, we got to have that same mentality. But we also have to deliver. So now in our processes, how do we create that learning mentality? How do we create that iterative improvement mentality? And it's little things we can build into our workflows. It's little reviews more frequently, smaller adjustments over time in order to catch up on that curve or to stay ahead of it.
Now that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
What's the big goal over the next 12 months? So where are you based? You're based in, whereabouts in the States are you based here?
Yeah. So I'm based here in Boston. I've been traveling all over most of the eastern half of the US and starting to get overseas a little bit now too. I was in London last summer. feels like a lot longer ago.
Next time you're over in London, we'll do a cup of tea.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. We'll do that.
But it's, for organizations, for me and where I'm going is I've done a lot of bespoke work over the last couple of years now, and it's been few clients, deep work. And I've now been able to say, okay, we've done this for a while. I want to keep doing that because I love doing it. But there's other areas I can begin to operationalize. There's other areas where I can say, here's the commonalities we've seen when we've implemented these things. And that's turning into 26. We're looking at a book release. We're looking at more operationalized programming releases. So I don't want to call it training because it really isn't. It's, much more interactive, much more involved to develop habits. And so we're going to be releasing some pieces like that allow us to continue to scale. I love having impact on people. Like you said, being a teacher is amazing. I do some undergraduate work, and those light bulb moments are
100%.
They enrich your day like nothing else.
Yeah. It's like yesterday. It's like even yesterday, I connected with a client that was saying, "Hey, look, Jay, this current strategy isn't working. I need more lead flow." And so I connected a VA with her, and it's like, okay, let's adapt. Let's skate to where the puck is going. Like,
let's do that.
Maybe where it is right now. Missed it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So let's get the skates.
Let's roll and
let's roll.
It's
100%.
Like you said, it's those small changes, and I mean, finding that VA, mine has been. Christine is absolutely amazing. I love her because it just helps with the task. But at the same time, it's okay. How do we have a round of emails, or we have some research going on? Okay, what are we looking for next time? How do we make it even better? And keeping that consistent improvement methodology is something, as much as I preach it, I love to practice it too, because those are the ways that, you can look and it's like, in 5 years, did I really do this? And it just feels incredible. So I just want to find ways to share that with more people and ways to help more people integrate that and implement it in their businesses and in their lives.
Amazing. And how can people get hold of you, Ed, and connect with you? And
absolutely. Best way is my website, leadfromthefront.net.
That's a great, that name stands out, by the way.
Thank you.
Hey, I've got to raise my game. It made me think, hey, look,
Yeah, totally. And that's, it's a mantra from way back in the day, from that past life, but it's so true. It's, if you lead from the front, if you set the example, then people are going to follow.
Let's
And
go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
exactly.
Ed, you made me want to become a better man.
Thank
You
you,
know?
Jay.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no,
that.
no. Do you happen to be a father? Happen to
I
be a
do.
father?
Yes.
I, I can tell that you're an amazing father already.
Appreciate that.
Great
Appreciate that.
leadership. Yeah, there's that responsibility. Rather than
Certainly.
blame, responsibility. I can see it's
Mm-hmm.
a big thing for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. No, Ed, it has been an absolute pleasure. Look forward to connecting with you again, seeing more of your work. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
No, thank you so much, Jay. We appreciate it. And
Amazing.
definitely, next time in London, we'll have to
Yeah, yeah,
grab
yeah.
that
We'll
tea.
do that. Get the cuppa in. You know,
Perfect.
amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. Take care now.